What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another Sorare video on the channel today. Now, Sorare do announce that there will be hot streaks in the common free-to-play game mode, so I thought, what better time to release a strategy or a guide to the common stuff for those of you guys that might be free-to-play managers or guys that are just starting out. Of course, in this video today, I will be giving you guys all of my tips in the common game mode, and I have found a good way to farm common essence, and I don't know if it's intentional or broken or whatever it is, so make sure you stay all the way to the end to find out how I've managed to get 1,000 common cards already in my gallery. If you do enjoy the video today, please do remember to like, subscribe if you're new. Let's get into the video for today. Yes, guys, so kicking off the video today, I want to start by saying, of course, you want to take what is given to you for free, and that is the free daily packs in the common game mode. As you can see on screen, I've got mine here for today, and I'm going to go through it with you guys and sort of think, talk to you guys about my strategy for this year and how I've managed to get so many cards in common, because it is something I've spoke about on live stream and people did comment in the live stream saying that I should do a video on this, or yeah, just for you guys that might be free to play. So yeah, this is my free pack for today. Nyland, I do think he will be dropped by Sevilla, so I'm actually just going to get rid of him, and then I'm probably going to keep all of the rest of these players just for the video here today, so I can speed on into what is important. Now, for those of you guys that might be new to Sorare, you don't know what common is, pretty much you get given them free cards as you just seen on screen me do there, and then you enter them into a competition over the weekend and you try and win some prizes. Now, why this wasn't really relevant at the start of the season was because you could only earn back common essence from the common game mode, so therefore didn't really make it worth it. Now, they have recently, which is definitely made it worth joining Sorare now to play the common game mode, is they have added the streaks, as you can see along the bottom here. So you can actually earn so what this is pretty much if you hit 360 points, then you earn 500 common essence, and then 1000 if the next game week you hit 380, and it's pretty much just like a streak. If you do well a certain amount of times in a row, eventually you can earn yourself £5 in market credits, and then if you go crazy you can even earn yourself £20 in market credits. So yeah, pretty much the free to play game mode in Sorare is now officially worth to play, because you can actually, yeah, there is a gateway or a bridge being built between the common game mode and the limited game mode, which is something that I did speak about quite a lot on the channel when we were talking about Sorare 26. I said, I think everything is so good except they just need to, build that bridge between common and limited again, like they did in Rivals, for those of you guys that have played Sorare for a long time. Now, I want to kick off the video here today by saying, I'll show you guys my common lineups. Now you can see here, this is not to flex or anything, but it's just like show you guys that I kind of know what I'm talking about, because there's no point in listening to a person that is not that good at something, I mean, you might as well take advice from someone that is pretty good. And you can see here, I got third in the Premier League here, and I'm pretty sure I got third in another game week as well. And you guys that have played Sorare before, you will know this is not too difficult to do, because you're getting put in a group with 100 people. So that is sort of another tip for strategy in common game mode, guys, is I would say don't take any risks. There's not really much point, because you are only playing against 100 people. So as long as you get 5 starters on the field, the rest is just down to how well they play. So yeah, first things first, I will say is when it comes to lineup building in common, just play, don't take the risks like you would maybe in limited, and yeah, just play the players that you think are playing. With that being said, if you are a new manager and you haven't signed up to Sorare yet before, or you want to try this new common game mode, and I'm going to talk to you guys about the broken strategy that I've got for common, I would really appreciate if you do use my link in the description down below to sign up, because of course you will get the benefits for signing up, and it will help, me, a small creator. So yeah, just wanted to mention that early on in the video. And now you can see in the top left here, I have 1,000, nearly 1,000. Okay, I'm 5 off, but I nearly have 1,000 common cards. Now you guys might be asking, how you manage that? Obviously, the more cards you have in your gallery, the more likely you are to win or hit streaks and get market credits and get rewards and that sort of thing. So pretty much what I do, guys, is Obviously, like I said, every single day I'm coming to the market here and claiming my free pack. I think that's fairly self-explanatory. Now, the second thing I do, obviously I'll be farming my essence as much as possible, but you can see here, this I'm recording this video over the weekend, and you can see I actually don't have that much common essence, and I'll tell you guys why and what I do with it. Now, I wait, specifically here you can see there is no bench warmer packs, so I can't show you guys what I do, but I wait for the bench warmer packs. Now, a bench warmer pack costs 50 common essence, and it gives you, well, it's supposed to give you 5 cards that are 1-star rated, that just to fill out your gallery essentially. However, I think they're a little bit broken at the moment. Again, I don't know if this is intentional from Sorare or not. However, I do recommend you guys do this, and the reason I don't have any more essence at the moment is because yesterday I sat here and I opened about 100 Premier League bench warmer packs, and I believe Bundesliga as well. And you can tell that from the cards I have in my gallery here. 500 Premier League cards, 380 Bundesliga, there you go. So, obviously I'm sitting and waiting for La Liga and Liga to release common packs. However, the reason I do this, now you might be asking, why do you want a bunch of DMPs, or why do you want 1-star cards from the bench war pack? Doesn't really make any sense. Now, that is what logic would say. It doesn't make sense to buy bench warmer packs because you just get DMP players. However, for some reason on Sorare, I think when a card is not projected to start, they are then deemed a 1-star card and put in the bench warmer packs. So you can see on screen here, I was opening all of my packs yesterday, or the other day, and you can see these are all worth 5, and essentially all of the cards in the bench warm pack are worth 5 common essence, okay? Now here's the strategy, here's the tip, here's what you do. Now you can see I have a lot of the same card. Kovacic, for example, here, I have loads of Kovacic. Let me just organise by player name so you guys can just see how many of the same card I have here, because of course you're sat opening the same pack, you're going to get the same players, which is fine, it works into the strategy. Now, if you just got all of these players, I still think this strategy would be good, because, say for example, if Aaron Ramsey comes off the bench, he'll then immediately be worth maybe 10. You know, if he gets a decisive off the bench, he might be worth 60, and then you can come in here and essentially just quick sell them for more common essence, and then like rinse and repeat. Now, what makes this strategy even more OP is that in the bench warmer packs, they're putting players like McAllister, because of course he's injured. Now we know McAllister is going to come and play again. It's just obvious. He's going to be worth more than 5 at some point in this season. Gordon, again, suspended for this game week, or the game week just gone, guys, and he's worth 5 at the minute because he's not on to play, but we know after the international break he's going to come back, he's going to play, and at some point he'll probably be worth at least 60, right? So, yeah, essentially you're buying into a lot of these common packs and selling when they do play eventually. And you can see here, like I said, Saka, not on to play, managed to get 2 Sakas, and we know Saka's going to go over 60 at some point, you know. There's loads of great examples, actually, and there's 2 other star players, Cole Palmer being one of them. Palmer only worth 5 and was in the bench warmer packs, and you can see I've got 3 of them, luckily. Erdegaard as well, I believe, was quite a common one to get in the bench warmer packs, and pretty much just cards that, you know, you guys know that they're going to play again, obviously, and just makes them instantly worth more. For example, as well, I'm not going to sell here, but I did get Gabriel in a bench warmer pack, and this was right at the start of the season, and yeah, now he's worth 125. So if I wanted, I could essentially, then the next steps of this is to sell all of the ones that go above, you know, maybe 5. It's up to your discretion how well you think the player's going to do in the future and that sort of things. But pretty much essentially, after the weekend is played, I will come back onto this screen and I will try and sell them for more common essence, and then I'll just keep rinse and repeat. So last weekend I done this, and I actually earned more common essence from doing this strategy than actually what I earned in the pro game mode of actually using the cards. Now I'll come back to show you guys just how much I did yield here. Now I've got 500 essence for getting third. We get 100 essence in Liga 1, so that's 600 essence. Then we got 900 in La Liga, and then we got 1,200 with the Bundesliga, and that is all of the. Oh no, we picked up another 300, so we've got about 1.5k, and I can confirm I did make at least 2,000 common essence doing the strategy that I just talked about in the last one. And the main reason for that is because, of course, I've already done it now, so I can't show you guys, but I did have a Paul Wanner who was at Bayern Munich, as you guys know, and I had about 8 Paul Wanners, and I think he got a move away. I'm not sure where he is at the minute, excuse me for that. But yeah, he's got to move away, and he was worth 200 common essence, and I had 7. So I discarded all of them, and straight away, just that player alone was what I earned over the weekend in common essence, you know what I mean? And then obviously I had loads of other players that I could go through. Now I thought a good way to end off the video here today would be to go through, and although games haven't really been played yet, I thought we might as well go through and have a quick look to see if I can discard anyone to show you guys examples. However, yeah, the games haven't really been played yet, so this is probably not the best time to do it. But I recommend doing pretty much buy the bench warmers whenever you can, and then come and do this after the games have been played. And then pretty much you'll just decide, like for example here, Isak, I definitely got in a bench warmer pack. Now, I could discard him for 125, but I like Newcastle cards, so I'm not going to do that. Pavlovic, again, got him in a bench warmer. 60, if you want, you could do that. Personally, I like to keep the ones that are at like the big clubs, for example, like Bayern Munich, Liverpool, you know, stuff like that. I like to keep them ones, but say, for example, here, I know that Hamburg did play yesterday, and obviously this guy was at 5 essence, and I could technically now sell all of them if I wanted for 40. However, did this guy come off the bench? Let's have a look. He's actually starting for Hamburg, so for that reason, I'm going to keep him because eventually, at some point, he'll probably go up to 60 or 25 or something like that. So yeah, in this instance, if he's actually starting, then I'd be like, maybe I'll keep him and pray that he gets an assist at some point in the season. Then I can sell him for more common essence. So pretty much, essentially, that's what you would be doing over the weekend. Now, when the games are played, you can come in and check because obviously their scores will go up. Again, Rudiger could sell him if I wanted, but Real Madrid, quite a good team, so I'm going to keep him. But yeah, so that's what I mean. You can even open these bench warmers and get players that you would just want to use anyway. And obviously, don't get me wrong, a lot of these guys are, you know, not what you want. But for the fact of they could just come on and be worth 10 one day, then you've instantly made your money. Like for example, okay, here's a good one. Calvin Ramsey, I don't know what. It doesn't even make any sense why he's 25, and obviously he was in a bench warmer pack. Maybe he got a move, but for example, yeah, 25 essence, boom, you just take that. You know what I mean? Yeah, essentially you just go and do that with all of the cards. Now, I only had one Calvin Ramsey, which is a little bit unlucky, but say for example, if you get super lucky and you just have, for example, 3 Cole Palmers, and he goes up to 200, you sell all 3, you know, this strategy, you can see that it's going to be pretty OP or pretty broken. So yeah, I thought I'd share it with you guys. Even Dan and Doi, 125 could probably sell. However, I don't know. Actually, I might actually have to sell Dan Endoy. I think he's a pretty good one though. Like he's done well to start the season off for sure. But yeah, I'm actually going to get rid of him to be honest. Now, a little bit controversial because right now he's pretty good, but yeah, I'm not going to use him. I don't think so because I've got the likes of Palmer, Saka, all these other players. So yeah, and then again, you can come in here, have a little look, and pretty much essentially every weekend I'll come and just do this and see how well they played on the weekend and see if I can get more than 5 for them. And you know, if it's an odd, like maybe if a guy plays an international or you get a little bit lucky, just randomly a guy goes up. Like this does happen as well sometimes. Like for example here again, Fabio Silva, just he hasn't even played or anything. I think because he's got a transfer. Yeah, so he's gone to Dortmund. So now he's worth 60, and I don't really care. Like, I'll happily take that 60, and you know, it doesn't really make much sense, to be honest. Which is why I've labelled it as broken because well, at least in my eyes, it just seems a bit broken. Like if Jesus goes to a different club, he's just instantly going to be worth 25, 60. So yeah, essentially that is the strategy for common that I have been doing this season, and as you can see, not only do I have 1,000 cards, but some of them are pretty good. You know, Fermin, Ferran, even like Haaland, Desiree Doué, Saka, Palmer, all these players that are pretty much just for some reason broken and in bench warmer packs that are the cheapest packs you can buy in the store. So yeah, that is my guide to the common stuff, and I wanted to release it because, of course, like I said at the start of the video, Hot Streaks is now alive and cooking, and if we can all, just get 200 or whatever, if we can all hit the streaks all the time, that'll be fantastic for everybody. And of course, you guys, that are supporting the channel, watching the videos, I want to try and help you guys out as much as possible. So I thought, you know what, a lot of you guys will probably be free to play. You probably appreciate a video like this. I do try my best to be as relatable as possible as a content creator. I don't really have like tons of money going into the game, as you guys see with like, Rags to Riches or the Under 23 Road to Glory. It's always trying to be on a budget. We're trying to keep it on the lower end of things. I'm not in rare, I'm not in super rare or anything like that. I'm just a limited player like you guys. Some of you guys won't even have limited cards, which is fair enough, and that is why I'm releasing a video like this for you guys to enjoy, and hopefully you guys will do this as well with your gallery. And just, yeah, stop, at least for now. I don't know if they're going to fix it or if it's even a thing that needs fixing. For now, stop spending your essence on these packs that are worth 250, 350, whatever. Buy as many bench warmers in any league as possible. Quick sell over the weekend whenever they do eventually play, or if they even get a transfer. As you've seen in the video today, Fabio Silva just randomly is at 60 now because he's gone to Dortmund. And to be honest, if you guys like players like that, you can just keep them. You don't have to sell them. For example, as well, I've shown that with Pavlovic or Isak, players that I just want to keep. I don't really want to sell. You don't have to sell. It's completely up to you. And then pretty much you can see already now I'm at 530. So in the space of this recording, I've earned 200 common essence, and that is just from obviously previous investments into the common packs, or the bench warmer packs. So yeah, pretty much that is my strategy for the common game mode. I thought it'd be good to make a video on because I'm sure someone somewhere will use this information and hit a streak, I hope. And yeah, the more of us that hit them streaks and get the market credits, the better. Yes guys, and just as I was about to end the video there, I completely forgot to talk to you guys about the daily missions and why this strategy can definitely benefit you guys in the long run as well. Is not only will you have a lot of cards to pick from for the decisive common that gets you XP, but you can see here they've actually started to add market credits targets as well. Sorry, I did completely forget to add this into the video or talk about it. Just another reason as to why it is quite important to get on top of that common game mode. And you can see here, I have a Desiree Doué from a bench warmer pack that I had, and he's just going to go in here. I don't have any other players, but if he gets a decisive action today against Toulouse, I'm going to pick myself up 3 market credits. Now, I'm not saying that will happen. It might, obviously, when this video comes out, you guys will know, and let me know in the comments, if you're happy for me that Desiree managed to get me some market credits. But yeah, essentially, there is multiple, to the point where I'm even forgetting to add it into the video, there is multiple good reasons as to why you should be starting the common game mode right now. And like I said, you can use my link in the description down below to sign up and get started on Sorare. And like I said, all the common stuff is literally for free. So yeah, and then if you enjoy that and whatever, you can branch off into the limited game mode itself. But yeah, lots of fun on Sorare this season, and I hope you guys are enjoying it as much as I am. So there you guys have it. There is my guide to common this year, or so far in Sorare, with a bit of a broken strategy there. Like I said, I don't know if it's going to get updated or if this is even broken. I'm not sure, but to me it does seem broken. Like I said, I've been doing this since the start of the season and I'm already on 1,000 cards. So yeah, if you guys start now, then I don't have any doubt that probably in a month or so you will also have 1,000 cards. And of course, if you've got more cards to pick from, or they're more likely to play, and you earn more essence, and you can use more cards and have a bit more, I guess, what's the right word? You can be a bit more versatile with your lineups and make sure you really get the cards that are going to play week in and week out, like your Sakas, like your Palmers, and that sort of stuff. So yeah, if you guys have enjoyed the video today, then please do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I'll catch you guys in a future video. Peace.